Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, season 13, episode 7. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So we finally get to see the couples move in. I feel like typically they show that before the first dinner party. Am I tripping? But anyways, we see the couples move in and Mel is still being very cold to Luke. It's just enough at this point, Mel. Are you 12? This is actually very immature from her. She's finding any excuse not to connect with this man. She's even like, oh, things are just so difficult. It's just so hard. You are making it difficult by being difficult. You're deliberately trying to push this man away, and he sees it. He even calls her out on her behavior, and I'm glad that he did that. Things are going to get even more difficult because now the couples are doing something that's new, which really doesn't seem new to me. I think they're just putting a different name to it and compiling a whole bunch of different stuff together. It's called Revelations Week. The first couple to do a revelation task is Brooke and Chris. So they get to watch each other's audition tapes, and Chris, yeah, he stuck his foot in it.
If I'm attracted to someone, we might end up sleeping together.
You don't have female friends, do you?
No.
What turns you off?
Fake tan's massive.
You like an athletic body.
Dumb and hot.
What turns you off?
The fat people. Fake tan, needy, and fat people.
Some stuff about Brooke stood out to me too, because she was saying she once got with a guy because her psychic told her he was the one. That's interesting. Listen, I'm not even coming for her beliefs or anything like that. I'm a Christian, but if somebody was to prophesy to me that so-and-so was the one for me, I'm gonna have to do my due diligence. Oh my. I'm not just gonna jump because you told me to. I need a little bit more than that, sweetie. And then she said she really struggles with jealousy, which we knew beforehand when she was talking about all the times that she's been cheated on, but Brooke has some things too that we need to pay attention to. But right now, Chris is the bigger issue. So she sees him in his audition tape basically saying, oh, I wouldn't be with this type of girl because, the clinginess, if she's fat, if she's this, if she's that, that's a problem for me. And honestly, it's not even the fact that he isn't attracted to those kinds of women. It's the way he spoke about those women. Don't get me wrong. As a bigger girl, I am very aware that when I was dating, I was going to have a smaller pool to swim in because I'm a bigger girl. Like, we just know that. But to hear somebody say it in this way, it just feels very degrading. It feels like you don't respect women. There's nothing wrong with saying what your preferences are. It's how you present said preferences. So she says all of this to him, basically. She's like, if I had known this about you, I actually would have turned the other way. You would not be somebody who I pursue. And I appreciate that she said that, because oftentimes, like, no matter what it is, if it's an appearance thing, if it's a values thing, if it's whatever, people tend to stand up with people who they align with. So because she is not a thicker woman, sometimes the thought is, oh, she wouldn't really care because it doesn't affect her. But thankfully, she's like, no, I'm a woman at the end of the day, and how you speak about women is important. His response is, oh, sometimes, I just say things to impress the boys. If you want to impress the boys so bad, go be with one of them. If you want to impress the boys so bad, marry one of them. Are you okay? She then calls her friend who's like, you need to run. And honestly, I would agree, because initially I was like, it's unfair for him to be partnered with anybody because they are coming in this with hopefully the best intentions. And he's already coming being so pessimistic. So with that, coupled up with how he speaks and views women, although Danny and Beck don't have the best sexual chemistry, they are really good friends. They get along very well. They do the Rapid Revelations Challenge. And honestly, I'm just like, there's so much potential here. We just have to try.
Things I appreciate about you are you make me feel really safe.
You got such a soft, caring soul. I knew I liked you when you walked down the aisle. I felt like protective of you. One thing I asked the experts for that I didn't get is probably like really high sexual chemistry.
You don't want to beg someone to be intimate with you. I'm officially a desperate housewife.
So while I was watching the first challenge, I was thinking to myself, is it just a sexual chemistry thing, or does he not find her attractive? Because at this point, say the sex wasn't great. If you still find this person attractive, aren't you going to be inclined to try again? Because you can work from that. That's the second point. Just because you had a a bad experience the one time doesn't mean it's always going to be bad. Going through the seasons of life, you're going to expect different things sexually. So talk about it. Say what your expectations are. Talk about things you want to experiment with. I think that maybe they were just premature in terms of exploring the sexual part of their relationship. But now that we're here, and if we want to keep working on that part of our relationship, have those conversations, try new things, like talk to a sex therapist. Well, they probably will talk to old girl soon enough. But like, yeah, I just feel like he's writing it off of something that isn't that big of a deal. At least that's what I thought initially. As I saw the episode going on, I'm like, you know what? He's actually good at nurturing the friendship part of things. He's good at showing up for her in all the other ways. Even when they were doing the photo ranking challenge, he ranked her number 1, and then he threw out the rest of the pictures because he was like, when I'm with somebody, I'm all eyes on them. I don't want to rank anybody else because I don't see anybody else. I still want to get down to the bottom of this whole he had wandering eyes for somebody else. Like, what was that even about? Anyways, he claims he only has eyes for one person, which is Beck, and they did share a kiss. So I'm like, okay, there are some points where they have physical intimacy. It's just that sexual chemistry part that they're hung up on. Either be willing to sit down and talk about how you can work on that, or just table it altogether. Table sex. Don't explore that right now. Just focus on the emotional connection, and I think they'll be just fine. Oh, another point that I had regarding the sexual chemistry not working, he said one thing he was looking for coming into the experiment was to have really, really high sexual chemistry with somebody. You're setting yourself up for failure. Failure. In general, these things work best if you're coming into the experiment. It works best when you have an open mind, when you're willing to explore, willing to see what could be out there, willing to go against the grain, go against your typical type. Like, if you come in with this long checklist and these high expectations, it's just not going to work. What person have we seen have such high expectations, not get that, and be content? Number 1. And number 2, their relationship actually going the distance. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Even if you had the opportunity to pick your partner, if your expectations are through the roof, you are bound to be disappointed, and you're going to be stuck on that disappointment instead of looking at the person for who they are. The other couples do the photo ranking challenge. They didn't focus too much on them, so we're just going to go through it quickly. Stella ranked her partner Philip the highest. David put Alyssa the highest, and Alyssa did the same for him. Luke clearly likes brunettes outside of Rachel, and I'm not surprised because Rachel is a thicker woman, and well, yeah. So all the other brunettes were near the top, and he put Mel at his top. When it was Mel's turn, she didn't put him at the top, which I don't think would have stung so much if she didn't say so many complimentary things about Grayson.
Grayson looks like if someone was to describe that would suit for me, like based on physicality, it'd probably be him. Got you here, put you just here next to a close second. It just makes sense for me.
There's a way to say that you have a type, or that your partner isn't necessarily who you would go for on the outside, without rubbing it in his face that you think somebody else is more attractive than him. Like, where's the couth? Where's the decorum? Mel has none. Then we skip to the rapid revelations. Alyssa and David did it, and he says that he knew he was gonna like this girl when she pulled the stunt that she did at the altar. And I'm thinking, oh, remember that you said that whenever the next power struggle comes, because it is bound to come. And I hope you remember that you like that she, really likes to run the show. Just remember you said that. Then it comes to Mel and Luke, and this lady is not only immature, she's slightly tapped.
The one thing I asked the experts for but didn't get is Bradley Cooper. The last time I had contact with my ex was, I can't even remember. Your turn. The most shocking thing I did after a breakup, drive past his house multiple times, laps. Go to servo, get a treat, laps. And if his car was there, it meant that he was home.
At this point, I'm not seeing any redeeming qualities in this relationship to want to fight for. What is there to fight for? He's willing to try. Mel is not willing to try. And although at the beginning I was worried that he might be the inconsiderate one because of the late thing, which low-key is the producer's fault in all honesty, and the chewing of the gum thing while she's doing her vows, just out there smacking your gum, that's inconsiderate to me. She has shown herself to be more inconsiderate, or less considerate. You know what I'm saying. And she's quite problematic because what do you mean you were stalking your exes to make sure that they were at home? And she believed that they were home because the car was there. Uber doesn't exist in Australia. Friends picking you up, that's not a thing. The girl he's cheating on you with picking him up, like that's not a thing. Girl, that's not a foolproof plan. But also, what does that say about you? You obviously cannot trust people. You are controlling. Anyways, he decides this is taking the toll on him emotionally, so he's going to sleep somewhere else for the night. This girl has the audacity to say she's getting the ick because of that. Because he's sulking and he's not presenting himself as the man that she met the first day who was just such a great guy. If he was such a great guy, why haven't you given him a chance? What are you talking about? This girl just finds any reason to have a problem with him. Mel, please. They quickly touch on Rachel and Steven. They get to watch each other's audition tapes. They both talk about not feeling the best in their skin when they were younger. Steven even says that he used to be chubbier and he didn't have the best experience when it comes to dating. So having lost weight, he still struggles with the same insecurities. Rachel talks about not being the most desired person either. So they both resonate with each other's stories and they were able to comfort each other because they do see the similarities, right? So yeah, it was good. Sometimes I do fear for couples when they have these similar insecurities because oftentimes when one person is showing the insecurity, the other person is unable to comfort them. So thankfully this time around, they were able to comfort each other. This is refreshing. Then we have Gia and Scott. Their first task is the rapid revelations. She says that she had a sugar daddy in the past. That is not surprising at all. And then they say that they both wanted sexual compatibility and the experts did exactly that. They got them somebody who they were sexually compatible with. That's great. Then in the photo ranking challenge, they ranked each other top, which is nice, but Gia did not have to say all she said about the other guys. Like, oh, I would never be attracted. Oh, his ears are too big. Oh, he's this and that. Like, is that necessary? Is that necessary? You can simply say, not my type, and move on to the next one. Things then take a turn when they have to watch each other's audition tapes because Scott was very frank about certain things that Gia did not take kindly to.
Do you want kids?
I say yes and I say no. I've got all the money in the world and I can do whatever the hell I want. I've got no stress, I've got freedom.
What about the women with kids?
Old enough, they can look after themselves and don't have to pay any more school fees, I'd probably consider it.
You got mad about possibly having to pay school fees for a child. You did say you like your freedom.
I do.
You like being able to do whatever you want.
If I was to choose when to have kids, I said I would have kids later on in life.
So what now? I have one.
I like my freedom. Of course I do.
You don't want someone with a kid.
I never
Be
said...
so real and just tell me that.
I'll be so honest, and I'm aware that I could be in the minority here. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it's the worst thing he could have said. Because this makes me think of Athena in the last season. I think that was Australia. I hope it was Australia. Where the guy she was with wanted nothing to do with kids that weren't his own. He thought a proper family is a man and a woman coming to have their own children, not a man stepping in to be a father figure to somebody else's child. To me, that was a complete write-off for their relationship. I mean, Athena still tried to make things work. Look where that got her. So if it was that, then I'd be like, oh, Gia, big problem. He was willing to consider a woman who had an older child so that they don't have to relinquish their freedom and stuff like that. He also was talking about the fact that he's okay right now with his life because he doesn't have to be responsible for a little human being, which I understand. Now, I think he could have been more honest with her when she talked about having a child. He could have asked, okay, what's the child's age? And then he could have said, you know what? It's not something that I would have considered before, but let's just see where things go and maybe my mind will change. And I feel like he in a sense was trying to say that. It just wasn't coming out the best way. He just, his delivery is not so great because he's like, yeah, I mean, that's how I thought when I was auditioning, but that's based on my past, based on what I had experienced already. But now being with you, I am willing to work things out. And yeah, she is a little bit older. She's not like a young baby, so it's okay. I don't think it was as bad as Gia made it seem. That's my personal opinion. I could be in the minority. I'll accept it. That's fine. Anyways, the next challenge, it seems like my good Steve is about to become a bad Steve. Come on. He's about to say a whole bunch of things about Rebecca, and I'm like, oh, Steve, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? How dare you? But we'll see how that episode goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.